We have time for one more question, and then it's gonna be the 30-second elevator speech. So Lance, you're, can you get Lance the microphone?
I probably don't need it.
No, you don't.
So this is an unorthodox question. It's 3 parts and the first 2 are very quick. I'll say I know both of you. I like both of you immensely. And even if I didn't like you, I would not be voting for Michael Adams. All right? He attacks Republicans and he has to apologize for it. It's really that simple. Okay, so feel free not to answer this if you don't want to, but first question, and who would go first?
I think Steve.
Should I flip?
Yeah, flip it.
Somebody needs to call it.
We'll say you got the point.
All right, go.
Tails you lose.
Okay.
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 All right.
So whichever. What do you think your opponent's chance of winning this race is? And I'll have him answer and go back quick.
My opponent's chance, meaning just Alan or me, Michael, and Alan?
Alan.
I really don't know. I will say that as far as originality of points, as far as taking the lead, I would say I've both done a pretty good job just because I've been doing this since 2015. There's no question in anybody's mind where I stand. In 2015, my points were clean up your voter rolls and get rid of these machines. 2019, clean up your voter rolls and get rid of these machines. Warning, folks. 2023, folks, we are out of time. Clean up your voter rolls, get rid of these machines. My expectation, and I wouldn't be wasting your time nor wasting my time if I didn't think I was going to win this race. So, no offense to Alan, but I don't think he has a chance of winning against me.
Okay.
Okay?
That's fine.
All right, Alan.
Alan, what do you think his chances of winning?
Well, probably the same thing that he said about me. I mean, I have 139 former elected state legislators and different people. County judge, county clerks have endorsed this campaign. And I appreciate the work that Steve has done since 2015. I'll give you a lot of credit. Some of us have been working on this election integrity, if that's what you want to call it today. Back in the day, the problems with our elections, back even in my days, even before me. This goes back to Woody Allen in the 70s and 80s. This goes back to Alan Miracle and Perry Clark, which was a Democrat, conservative Democrat back in the day, who fought on election issues. It's all over the place. We've been using machines. The law was actually created in 1941 or 42 that it says counties may use machines. Section 147 of the Constitution. It said may. There was a reason why they had may, because they knew most of the counties at that time were not going to go through that. Somewhere about the 1960s, legislators, their great wisdom, created a law that said they were going to make them do it. Well, a lot of county attorneys, county clerks sued it, took it to Pulaski County. It was ruled unconstitutional. Then it went back to the state Supreme Court, they won by 1 vote. But they left it open for a while in Miracle. I saw it. That's the reason I got 2 really good constitutional attorneys working for me in this campaign. And I'm going to promise you this. If I get elected, I'm going to sue that to put it back to its original form. It'll be up to you as the citizen to go to your county clerk and your election officials whether you want to use a machine or not. It's law. Go look it up.
So Lance.
But anyhow, what
There's
I'm going to say is I think...
I was really going for a percentage in each person, but nevertheless, okay.
0.
Yeah. All right. If you were not in the race, what would your opponent's chance of winning this primary be?
4 years ago, I endorsed Steve Nickel. And I would vote for Steve Nickel. Just plain
Steve?
simple.
What would you do?
If I was not in the race,
Yep.
I would probably be offering Alan every piece of advice I could, because it is so crucial to get the present operator out of office.
I agree with
And
that.
it's not a personal vendetta.
Yep.
That's just the fact. He's failed. His grade is an F.
All right.
He deserves to be removed.
All right, so
And
Lance,
then-
you have one more?
And then the last thing, if you do win, would you be willing to commit to have Alan on your staff? And then I'm going to follow up with the same question.
You know, I would just say, I can't offer that. I don't know Alan as a person. I don't know Alan as a worker. And besides, I wouldn't offer that as a consolation prize to anybody, because first of all, legally, you can't do that. Second of all, I have to sit there and think to myself, who do I need around me? I have a team of people that I've been in the IT industry for 20 years. Most of this stuff can be cleaned up really quick. I know some really smart folks. We could bring some big changes, and I'm not gonna make promises to people, because honestly, I can probably reduce the staff from the Secretary of State's office. So I would never make anybody promises. You can ask anybody on my campaign team. Very first thing I said to them is, if you want to come work with me, great, but understand this. It's a volunteer position. It doesn't qualify you to work in the Secretary of State's office. So I'm just being honest and straight up with you. I don't want to owe anybody anything.
I could probably say the same thing, other than, I've got a great team too. Some of my folks with election integrity are on national boards. I've got a lot of people with election integrity networks that's actually helping my campaign. Actually, I got some people in Turning Point this next week that's going to be in his area knocking on doors for me. But the problem that we've got today, and I'm just going to get off this whole thing, Michael Adams cannot be reelected. He almost destroyed the Missouri Republican Party. I know my family's involved in the Missouri politics. They've lived in that state since 1804. So to let you know, I'm the only person to serve the legislature that is a direct descendant of Daniel Boone. My dad is the last person born on that, around that Missouri farm. What I'm going to tell you is, this past January at the Silbach Hotel, they had 5 members of the legislature, 3 from the House and 2 from the Senate in Missouri. Can't get me stuff this stick on what actually happened with Adams. What actually happened with the ethics charge that he tried to get covered up. And there's some other stuff that I can pull out, but I'm not going to do that right now because now's not the time. I don't want him to have an opportunity to rebuttal until about the last week of the election.
All right,
I'm an
so,
election part, but I will tell you this.
okay, real quick.
No disrespect to Steve. I think Steve done a hard job. I'd probably ask him for advice. I really would. If I got elected, I really would. But at the same time, I've got a group of people we're going to make changes, and we're going to do it right, we're going to do it quick, and I ain't going to play around with this thing. And again, legislative wise, we're going to make sure it never gets messed up again. I've been there, I've done that, and I know how to get this thing done.
All right, thank you, Lance.